The world's biggest tournament is coming, and the official FIFA World Cup 26 Tri-Under competition ball is here at the Goal 90 shop. Designed for the game's biggest stage, it's built for precision, speed and control. Right now, you can make it yours with 30% off plus free shipping. Don't just watch the World Cup, own a piece of it. Visit goal90.shop today and order now. It has been a nightmare start to the 2025-26 season for Liverpool. After winning the Premier League and spending over €500 million in the summer, the Reds expected that they would be cruising this season, but that hasn't been the story at all. In fact, far from it. The champions have been suffering so much, and it's beginning to look like their season might be over before December. They have now lost 4 Premier League games in a row, which is as many as they lost throughout last season, but it's actually not over just yet. The coach can still save the season, but he would need to make some really drastic decisions and make them very quickly. What are those decisions? We'll find out today. These are 7 things Arne Slot must do right now to save Liverpool's season. They won't be easy, but they have to be done. First of all, he has to reduce Salah's minutes. Yes, he scored against Brentford, but looking at his entire season, it's quite obvious that he's not the same guy he was last season. Even that goal against Brentford was just his first in 7 games across all competitions this season. And when Salah is not scoring or assisting, he's quite a liability for the team. It sounds harsh, but it's the truth. He doesn't track back, doesn't press, and just doesn't do much out of possession. Last season, it was easy to overlook all of this because of the sheer volume of goals and assists he was producing, which were obviously winning Liverpool games. But now that the output has dried up, he should no longer be considered irreplaceable. Other players should be given chances. Chiesa, Frimpong or Ekitike can be used there, or he could switch up the entire setup. More on that later in the video. Slot must also shore up the defence. The defence has been incredibly open this season. Liverpool have already conceded 14 goals in just 9 Premier League games this season. Last season they conceded only 5 goals in their first 9 Premier League games. That represents almost a 300% decline, so it's obvious something massive has gone wrong and Slot needs to fix that ASAP. The goal scoring hasn't changed much. They've scored 16 goals in their opening 9 Premier League matches, which is just 1 less than they managed at this stage last season. So it's obvious the big deterioration is at the back and Slot needs to fix it ASAP. He could consider switching to a back 3, which will afford him more cover at the back, especially now that they don't have Alisson to make those unbelievable saves. It will also help his new signings play in roles they're more comfortable in. Frimpong and Wirtz are coming from teams that played with 3-man defences. Kerkez can play as a wing-back as well. This will also allow him to use his 2-star strikers at the same time without any complication. With a 3-man defence, 2 defensive-minded holding midfielders, Wirtz in front of them, wing-backs providing width, and the 2 strikers up front, Liverpool might actually be able to ride the wave. It sounds super defensive, but Slot might actually have to play defensive football for a little while, at least until he gets things under control. Reduce the number of goals you concede and you effectively reduce the number of games you lose. It's that simple. We'll talk about the other things the Dutchman must do in a second, but if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, go do that right away, so you never miss out on our amazing content. Now, back to the video. Slot must also work on set pieces. In the situation they're in, set pieces can really make or break games for them, so the coach must turn his attention to it. This season alone, they have conceded goals from non-penalty set pieces against Brentford, Man United, Southampton, Crystal Palace and Newcastle. And on the flip side, they have scored goals from non-penalty set pieces against Atletico Madrid, Eintracht Frankfurt and Arsenal. It's quite obvious that set pieces have been very influential in Liverpool games, so Slot and his staff will be wise to pay more attention to set pieces. Make sure you're attacking them well, but defending them even better. I mean, just take a look at what Arsenal are doing. Set pieces have been winning them games, but they've managed to concede as few as possible from them. And it's interesting to note that most of these set-piece goals Liverpool are conceding are from long throws against Palace, Newcastle and Brentford. Something definitely needs to be done about that. If they need to hire a new set-piece coach, then they should absolutely do that as soon as possible in order to save their season. Another thing that needs to be done quickly is an improvement of the physical level of the team. If you watch Liverpool this season, they've looked quite easy to bully, whether in the air or on the ground. Their press is less aggressive and they hardly win the second balls, and these have cost them a lot of times. Of course, it doesn't help that most of their new signings are not exactly physical specimens. Frimpong, Kerkez and Wirtz particularly. But it is the job of the coach to ensure that these players are brought up to speed, and he needs to do that quickly. Even the older players in the squad have looked a bit lacking physically this season. Could it be something about how they're training or something? We don't know, but Slot needs to fix that ASAP. Up next, Arne Slot needs to trust the youth and fringe players a little more. When top teams go through tough times, they usually go to the academy because these are players who will always put everything on the line to get a result for the team. They love the club, always play for the badge and want to secure a regular first team spot for themselves, so they'll always give everything. Barcelona always does this, Chelsea did this when they had their transfer ban, Arsenal did this as well, which was how they unearthed Saka. Liverpool must try and do this now as well. We know it's a star-studded squad, but Arne Slot must try and give minutes to some academy graduates and more minutes to the fringe players like Chiesa. Each time the Italian winger comes on, he always seems hungrier than everyone else on the pitch, hungry to score, create and press. Now that they're in a bit of trouble, that raw passion and hunger could bail the coach out. Now, this one might not seem like such a huge issue yet, but the coach must also do something about discipline and focus. Sometimes it feels like the team just switches off and opponents quickly punish them. Most of the set pieces they've been conceding are as a result of silly fouls or a lack of focus. Even Slot himself sort of blamed the late Crystal Palace winner on a lack of focus. On top of that, they have given away penalties in 2 of their last 5 games, and it hasn't been helping. It cost them the game against Galatasaray and Brentford, and if they don't do something about it, it could cost them when they go up against clubs that have very tricky wingers like Real Madrid and Manchester City. It might not seem like a really big thing right now, but it's something that could get them into deeper trouble if they're not careful. Finally, Hugo Ekitike must start every game. Right now, he's the team's best player, and he always looks like he has a goal in him whenever he's on the pitch. He's always making brilliant runs and trying to make something happen. So, until the team is steady again, Liverpool just cannot afford to rotate him. Use Isak on the wing if you must, use 2 strikers, put Ekitike on the wing. Whichever way it happens, Ekitike must always be the first name on the team sheet. Now, of course, all of this is easier said than done. We're not in training sessions, so we don't know the issues the coach faces there, but from what we've seen on the pitch, we strongly believe that if Liverpool implement these changes, they'll be in a better place than they've been in the past few weeks. But yeah, the season is not over just yet. They can even still return to the title race, but the coach will need to act fast. It's now time to hear from you guys. What do you think Slot must do to salvage Liverpool's season? Tell us in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye.